Hello and welcome to another Geometry Dash building video. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Why am I excited, you may ask? Well, it's because in today's episode, we're going to be finishing the layout. That's right. Finally, after all these months of building, I'm finally going to actually finish the layout. Now, I'm usually the sort of person that completes the layout first. And so this whole series, I've been trying to do things differently, you know, go section by section. First, I worked on the opening area. Then I worked on this section. Then I moved on to the open swing area. And then finally, I worked on the interior castle section. But in today's episode, I'm going to be adding in the layout for the last two sections. That's right, there's two sections to go over. So today we are going to be continuing on into this area here. Now I already have a very good idea of what I want to do here. So I think what I'm going to do is build it in time-lapse form. Let's go. Hello and welcome to today's time-lapse where I work on the final two sections of the build. Ooh, let's go. I think doing the layout is a bit boring, and so I don't really want to do it in a kind of building fashion. I'd rather do it in a time-lapse form like this. So, I don't know, let me know in the comments whether you like watching people make gameplay or just playing the level or whatever. But, one thing I want to address first, in last week's episode, I was supposed to have put in some pictures that we used as references for the wagon I built, and if you haven't watched the episode, I'm going to put the link for it up in the corner up top right, so you can check it out. But I'll put on screen now the three reference images I used for my wagon, just be completely transparent with all the references I'm using. Like for example, in the section I'm building now, this garden section, I've also got a number of kind of reference images I'm hoping to use in the future, because I want this to kind of look like, it's supposed to be a castle gardens, right? So I'm mainly inspired by the ball section. I think it was a mini ball and mini spider section in Glorious Fortress. I'm inspired by the garden section in Citadel, where it has like all the scissors and stuff coming through. And I'm also kind of inspired by the courtyard look of the gardens in Ocarina of Time, because I think they have a nice, unique look to it. I kind of want the whole area to be a bit enclosed and have that nice, you know, enclosed feel to it. And then this final section here, my idea for that is I want you to kind of fly up the side of the mountain, because you see all these mountains in the background and they slowly come into the foreground until you're like in the castle, and then finally you're going up the mountain. And I think that's like really good storytelling in a sense. And so that's the main idea behind that one. And then I'm going to have a couple steps leading up to like a gate where I want the final section to be you entering the castle grounds, or rather not the castle grounds, but maybe like a town or something, because I think it would be good to like leave it open to build like a sequel, because I'm very interested. This song is quite long, so I could just continue where I left off and then make a new level, but that'll be in the future. I've got a number of other ideas I want to get through and build first. This has taken me over 4 months already to get to this point, and it's still got a lot longer, but yeah, what you'll see me doing now is testing out the background. So the background wasn't quite long enough to last until the end of the level. And so what I'm going to do probably next episode is redo it so it loops properly, because there's a lot of lag issues with it as well, and I need to fix that. But anyways, that's the time-lapse for now. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's get back into the live play. Alright, now I've finished the layout for the next section, or the next two sections rather, I'm going to be doing. So I'm pretty sure I would have explained it, but it's a little funky how the start pause works because of all the static triggers. But what I want to happen is this will be the gardens and this will be climbing up a mountain. And so I've lined up the background and everything. It's fine, it just doesn't load because the game hates me. Anyways, you'll notice that I had to extend out this background quite a bit, and it's kind of added about 4,000 objects to the level. So what I think I'm going to do, maybe not now, but in the future, is change this whole section up so it loops properly. And that way I can keep the number of objects much lower in this area, because this area is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of objects. Like if I select this all, how much does it say? 10,000 objects. That's not even all of it. So I think once I do that, that'll help optimize it, because my game isn't even running at maximum FPS anymore. It's dropped down. Like if I move over here, my FPS goes back up to full, but I go back to here, it's back at like 100. So there is a lot of work that needs to go into optimizing this level, but for now I don't really need to do it. I think what might be a good idea is setting up preliminary setup for this area. So I want this to be a garden. The other thing you'll notice is I put like a key in a gnarly place because I think there's going to be a third coin. I don't want to be one of those assholes who just puts in 2 coins and then gives up. That's quite a tricky coin for a 2-star, or a tricky key, because what I want to do is all these kind of upward structures are going to be trees, right? I want these to all be trees and then have like go around them and stuff. I think what I want to do is have like a birdhouse or something come off one of the trees, and that can be where the coin actually is. So I should probably just put this in right now, toggle on and enable group. Doesn't really matter where we put it for now because we can always change it later. We'll just put it here, give it the next group, which is 235, here 235, and then have a toggle trigger off 235. And so that will be our coin, and the background worked this time. The background is very 50-50 on whether it wants to work or not. This level's getting a bit scuffed, but whatever. There we go. Grab the coin, and then it'll end there. Because what I want to happen is I want this to be like a kind of city area. This will be like the final castle gate you go through, and then there's like a city in there. I think that'd be nice, and this is a whole mountain you climb. I think I should probably lay out the ground first. What I'm thinking of doing is having these as kind of archways, and then I could have like waterfalls come down them. So let's get into that. I think I'm gonna go to a further out layer just so I don't mess up laying with anything. Why is there a tiny little block? What is the purpose of this block? It's just a tiny unanimated version. Okay, and I think it'd be great if the blue pad's part of the waterfall. I think it's a little too fast. I'm gonna use speed and then put it to 0.8. Yeah, I like that. And I think I'll do the same thing with this. There we go. And then I can come up with a new color. Blue, maybe like a light blue. I'm not sure I like that. That looks disgusting. Oh, why can't I get this to look good? Okay, what if I swap the colors? Nope. How do you make good looking water? How do you make this look good? Something like that. It looks feral though. Don't understand. If I just have this like almost a white, I guess. It just doesn't look good. Don't know why. What I'm gonna do instead is what if I grab one of these and I make it as big as 4? Why does this just not work? I have to put it like here? Whoa, that's weird. Why is the hitbox for that like broken? Okay, so what if I do something like this? I don't think that looks good. Cool, okay. So what if I do something like this? I think that's fine. These will be a bit hard, but that's fine as well, because what I can do is grab maybe one of these and then set it to that lighter color, and then I'll just warp it all the way out. Isn't quite how I wanted it to be. So I'm gonna grab this, put this like T2, and then it looks like it goes over. I think that's a really cool aesthetic. So I want to do more stuff like that. I want to have like fountains and that sort of thing. This will be like a real castle. I mean, the whole level's a real castle, but I mean like a real castle gardens area. I think that would be great. And then I'll have it stop here. And what I might do is maybe change this, because I want there to be a full transition between the two. How does this work again? 2, 3, 6. Okay, I think that's how it works. Then what I can do is I can grab all of this, move it 20 forward, and then I can just have a thing here be like 20, and then move time none. Why did I write 20 there? I'm actually stupid. X20, and I want that to be 14. Okay, I want this to be 14 and 110, which is our background layer and our guide layer. So hopefully that should work. I think that's pretty good. And then I think I'll add in the big archway. Now, I'm not sure whether I want to go for this kind of design we've had here, because I do quite like this archway design. However, I think I might go something closer to these designs that we have in the beginning, and I'll make them the same color as this, or even the same color as this. Ooh, tough one. All right, a way to go about this is if I go to layer 10 will be our archway layer. I'll pull this all the way back to here. This will be 8. Awesome. And the best way to go about this is to find depth of the arch. So I think I want it to be there. And then I can just keep rotating around like this, create a smooth archway. Because if I take one of the kind of curve pieces that already exist in the game, what happens is they end up very blurry because they've been scaled up to a ridiculous degree. If I do this, it's not as blurry. I'm trying to make sure there isn't any gaps. There we go. There's a semicircle, and then I can go maybe across here. There's probably our arch. I'll just pull it up here, and then then warp it all the way down. There's our archway. I think that's a good looking archway. And then I can also warp this all the way up and also warp this all the way up. I just realized they're not properly aligned. So change that real quick. There we go. And then, I don't know, grab one of these, warp it all the way up. There we go. There's our archway that we can copy and paste. I might knock off this last one because this will be our kind of end group. Okay, that's on 171, which is our invisibility link, so that's fine. And this will be the end. That's just a really quick kind of archway design. Can't even see all of it. That's fine. Bit of an awkward transition. I'll work on that. That's fine. I think what I need to do is have the camera go a little bit lower because the camera's the same height here. So what I can do is our camera is on 110 and I can have this just over the course of like 1, 2.5, move it down by 20. Let's see how that looks. I think that fits everything a bit better. Although I do want to do a lot with the mid ground in this area because this area is really taking inspiration from Citadel and that has a lot of layers in its garden. I really appreciate that. So I want to do something similar. Now that I've moved down by 10, it needs to move back up by 10. Is that how it works? I don't know. I don't know how any of this works. Let's see how that looks because I don't want the transition to be too awkward. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Everything looks cool. I'm going to warp this out a bit more so that it stops there. Actually, it'd probably be better to stop the camera here somehow. I don't know how though. Actually, with the way the camera stops there, I should be able to do this and it'll look fine. I did not mean to hit save and play, but that works. How come the camera movement from the start pause looks so much better when I do that than, okay, whatever. What if I move the zoom and have it zoom in like this, kind of at the end of it? Maybe that would work. I don't know, this transition's still kind of awkward and I don't know how to fix it. Whatever, what I can fix is I'm gonna remove all of this, because it's kind of unnecessary, and then replace it with a bunch of these. Also gonna add all this to 171 so it doesn't clip out of existence. All right, that looks okay. It's a good start and that's kind of what matters. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take all this, I'm gonna warp it down. I'm gonna warp it down like that. I'm gonna grab these pieces, warp them up to here so there's a bit more thickness. All right, and I think that should look a bit nicer. You'll be able to see more of the arch. Yeah, and then I can decorate the arch kind of later on. I think what I wanna do is place a guide trick here. So that'll be there. That's our guide. Put this on 237. I think here we're going to slowly static smooth velocity onto 237. And then when this starts, we're going to static back onto 110. All right. Will this mess everything up? Okay, that looks decent. Just looks a little strange is all. Okay, I think I should have the zoom and the static kind of happen at the same time. That'll help ease it in a bit better. And then I can have some sort of screen transition. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'm just gonna go to some random layered place in one of these, make it black, make it T4, goes over everything. Big, large thingy here. Okay, that's definitely a little overkill. If I do something like this, where I have this, I have one of these pieces. All right, I do that. I warp it this way, and then I warp it this way. And then hopefully this should be wide enough that by the time this passes over, it'll look cohesive, I guess. 238 over the course of 0.5, that's fine. Negative 100. Let's take a look how this looks. Ah, I'm stupid. I do think I want to actually round the edges off these. I think might help. Even if visually they've got hard corners, I want it to be kind of rounded off anyways. I think that'll help players. That looks stupid. Okay, this needs to go way faster. Oh, it's not going far enough. That's what's happening. Okay, I think we'll keep it the same. It needs to move like negative like 300. And that should make it a lot better. And we'll see how that looks. Okay, I think that was good. What if it's longer? Okay, this needs to be expanded a great amount. And then it'll be a lot of trial and error. Trial and error getting it to work. Ooh, that was almost there. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Yeah, I think that actually really works. Let's take a look how it looks in normal mode. I don't know what was happening there. Must be don't fade, don't enter. Okay, let's see if this works a little better. I don't know. Oh, it's behind this. Just T4 negative 1. That's what's happening. Aha. So I'm gonna put this on T4 and then make it like 100. This goes over everything, regardless. Okay, I think what I'll do is just kind of patch this up because I think it's causing some graphical weirdness. But other than that, I think it's going to turn out pretty perfect. I think this needs to move out a bit further again. All right, let's see how this looks. Yeah, oh, that was perfect. That's our level. Awesome. Man, I think that's great. I actually think I'm gonna leave it off there. I've done a lot of progress today. I've worked on the layout. I've added in a brand new transition. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you wanna leave any more suggestions. There was another suggestion to fix up the flags, but I think I'm gonna do that off camera. It's a lot of work to do, and a lot of what I did with the flags originally was off camera anyways. So thank you for that suggestion. I'll get onto it next episode. Just as a reminder, the song is copyrighted, so I'm gonna put my own music over the top of it. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I'll see you in the next one.